Dread it, run from it, but you'll always forever be playing a Souls-like game, and that's what people are even seeing in the horror genre of gaming. They're ending up playing a Souls-like game, and that's what we're seeing with Silent Hill F, the much anticipated horror game of the year, and we just got preview footage of it, and it's leading to a lot of disappointment for horror fans out there because it looks like we're just playing another Souls-like game. If you don't know what a Souls-like game, I'm talking about Dark Souls from FromSoft. It's a popular genre in gaming that has captured the imagination for a lot of games and inspired a lot of copycats that we enjoy. But now we're seeing this branch off into other genres of gaming where people are expecting a horror experience, but they're getting a Souls-like game experience with the Silent Hill genre. And that is leading to a lot of exasperation and upsetness with a lot of gamers out there. But first off, if you don't know what Silent Hill F is, it was announced back in 2022 as part of Konami's Silent Hill revival. This game is set in the 1960s rural Japan and promises a return to psychological horror roots with a story penned by Rukishi, who's a famous anime writer and artist that has a lot of roots in horror that created a lot of excitement for this game. He created the anime Higurashi, which is called When They Cry in American. It's very fun and kind of a dark story in animation style, and people love it. People were expecting the same with Silent Hill F, but when we saw some of the gameplay mechanics, we kind of saw a Souls-like game reimagined again, and that is leading to the disappointment right now. Recent previews from outlets like IGN and Video Gamer have sparked this debate. Journalists who played the first 5 hours described intense, challenging boss fights, one nightmarish encounter after another, and these things leading to big boss fights and dangerous battles with health bars, with stamina bars, and all these other Souls-like elements. And this is leading to frustration with game players. For the uninitiated, Souls-like games refers to games from Software's Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, which is most famously the biggest title now. Hallmarks include punishing difficulty, stamina-based combat, checkpoint bonfires or equivalents, intricate level design, cryptic storytelling, and that sweet rush of victory after countless deaths. It's a formula that exploded in popularity post-Dark Souls in 2011, influencing everything from 2D platformers like Hollow Knight to AAA titles. But here is the problem with it. The genre ubiquity, or just seeing it everywhere, is leading to a lot of fatigue. Articles and discussions point out the oversaturation, with one article piece saying Souls-like games are again the dominant gaming genre and the fatigue is getting real. And I think that is an apt way of describing it. We're just getting tired of seeing this genre, and it's being amplified because East Asia, particularly Korea and China, are coming out with so much Souls-like games that are good, but we're just getting too much of them at this point where we want to see something innovative and different. I think that is the thing that we saw with Black Myth Wukong, Lies of P, and of course Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. I like those games, but I don't want to see a horror game do the same thing. That is not appropriate. It shouldn't be like that. Because as people wondering, is this a fair comparison? Because if this is being compared to a Souls-like game, then it's not really a Silent Hill game. And I think that's what people want with Silent Hill games. They want a game that's focused on the atmosphere, the puzzles, the vulnerability, not the scrapping up for resources. We want a horror genre type of game, and we see it visually, but with the fighting dynamics, I'm like, what? Why are we even fighting in a Silent Hill game? We're supposed to be running away for our lives, and that's not what's happening here. I think that's the thing that's upsetting a lot of people with this comparison right here. But producer Moto Okamoto admitted that the combat draws inspiration from the popularity of harder action games, which is another bad sign. People don't want to hear that, so we were complaining about it, and the producer says, yeah, it has some inspiration from that, and that's just not what we want to hear as gamers. We're kind of getting tired of the Souls-like genre. The fans are very split about it too. Some are excited for a fresh twist on the genre, saying finally the genre that has been full of bland games has something innovative. I think, yeah, it is different for the horror genre, but it's not different for the rest of gaming because we see a lot of games like this already. We see Black Myth Wukong like this. We see Lies of P. We see Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. There's so much games like this that I'm going to go over later on, but I think that is the problem here. Some fans are excited about it. Okay, it is something new for the horror genre to see Souls-like element. Maybe if they do a new spin on it, I would be excited about it, but it's not looking that way. This game is supposed to be a Silent Hill game. The Silent Hill fans are there for the overall story development and the characters that are not overpowered, that are weak and vulnerable. And I think that's the thing that Silent Hill promises its fans. And of course, you see some of that weakness there. You see some of that development story, that uniqueness, at least to the Japanese culture they have there. I think that is still going to bring people in no matter what. But I think this Souls-like genre is bringing a whole lot of disappointment to gamers in general, because yeah, I like playing this sort of game, but I don't want to play it as a horror game. And I think that From Software style is echoing too loudly in the gaming world, where we're just waiting for something completely different to come about because it's just been lording over us for so long. I think that is the thing that is frustrating the fan base out there, where we're seeing this expand out and kind of take over the gaming industry when we just want to see a game that is focused on doing what it does well, especially a horror game, especially a Silent Hill game, because it already established what it does well, which is making puzzles, good storytelling, and kind of putting you in that horror, scary environment where you're supposed to struggle and survive, not go into a boss fight fighting gigantic monsters. And I think that is just them going for a more action-paced type of game that is trying to become more of a AAA game rather than a AA behemoth that I think the Silent Hill genre always has been. It hasn't been the biggest title ever, but has been popular. It has been underground almost, but it has surfaced up so much to be popular amongst regular people because of its unique style. And I think this exhibits that in the same way. I think we see this with the overall design and cultural elements where I'm looking at this game, even though I know it has a Souls-like elements, I'm still going to buy it, I'm still going to play it, I'm still interested in what they're going to do. I like the anime artist and writer that they got, Rukishi07. I think he's going to do a good job with the story, so it still has me, but the combat is kind of frustrating. Hopefully they don't focus heavily on that, and maybe they're just not showing us the puzzle elements. So I think that is a thing that maybe have been skipped out on in the playthrough for the people that got an advanced copy of this or a preview of it, and maybe we just haven't seen the whole game. But hopefully we're not getting another Souls-like game that is just going to be repetitive. I'm thinking we're just seeing bits and pieces of this. It still looks unique and intriguing, and I'm excited for it regardless. But I can't blame the people that are tired of it. I'm tired of seeing these Souls-like games. I even appreciate Death Stranding for just walking around, because at least it did something slightly different. And I think that is the thing we're hoping for. Something different now. It's similar to superhero fatigue. Echoes superhero fatigue that we saw in the movies, where superhero movies are great and everything, but it's oversaturated now. It's dull, it lacks the excitement, and I think that's what we're seeing right now with Souls-like games. It's getting dull at this point, and horror games don't need to do that. But that is just my 2 cents on the situation. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you think Souls-like games are perfect. You want to see them done over and over again from every country in the world. You want to see Russia do a Souls-like game. You want to see Thailand do a Souls-like game. You want to see India do a Souls-like game. Maybe you want to see every country in the world do a Souls-like game. I personally am actually tired of it, and I want to see someone create something new. We had these type of games since 2011, almost 15 years. It's going on to 16 years, and we could move on and do something different now. And I think that's the thing that gamers are pleading for right now, especially if you're making a horror game. But that is just my 2 cents. I'd like to hear what you have to say about the situation. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. This is Wagner Knows Why. Catch you next time.